Hey, how are y'all doing today? Today is September 24th, 2021. Some pretty crazy things are going on right now around the world when it comes to these anti-vaccination protests. And yeah, let's just get right into it. Countries like Australia, Switzerland, these countries right now are having massive anti-lockdown protests. Great Britain as well. A lot of the mainstream media have been suppressing the the extent of these protests, and they've been trying to change the nature of the protesters, trying to say that they're far right extremists, try to say that they're racist. If you see some of the footage coming out of these countries, you can definitely see this is not. These protests are not far right. They're not violent for the most parts until pretty much I haven't seen protesters be violent until they've been provoked by the heavy hand of the Australian police force. Like fucking apparently Australian police force, they don't play no games around there. You fuck around in Australia, your ass is getting a fucking kangaroo fucking body slam. They're fucking shooting motherfuckers with peppers, with rubber bullets, whatever, doing whatever, fucking messing up women too, man. These police officers in Australia have really crossed the line as to where in America no one would stand up for that, man. It's crazy, man. If they would really if the Australian police force were here in America trying to do that in the inner cities, man, there'd be straight on civil unrest with but they don't have to worry about their citizens being armed or them actually facing any actual danger from the civilians because they can't protect themselves because they have all the weapons. That's a sad situation that these people are in Australia where they're having to have pretty much brawls with the police to get to the areas they want to protest at. Man, they have no way of exerting their rights beyond being able to talk and being thrown and beaten up, and it's quite disheartening to see what's going on in Australia because it's a country that many of us looking here from the U.S. We always thought Australia was a freedom loving, similar to us, freedom loving country, and country where your liberties are supported. But it does that does not look like the case of what's going on because of what's going on right now with with the way the media and the government are suppressing these protesters and also trying to change the nature of their message. I'm gonna leave links in the description to a Telegram source that has a bunch of videos laying out what's going on in Australia right now, laying out what's going on in Switzerland, showing, footage of in Switzerland, these people were setting out flowers in front of this police barricade. It kind of reminded me of, like the Kent State in the 70s here in America during the Vietnam War protests. But basically they're water canning these people setting down flowers in front of the police barricade. Truly like authoritative displays of, these are things that you'd expect from countries that supposedly are for Western democracy. And Western democracy definitely has its problems, but the whole basis is that the citizens are allowed to speak their mind, and it looks like these liberal controlled, not even liberal, but maybe just these countries under the thumb of the new regime, to say the least. These countries they're going to put their citizens into check, and us in America, in most states right now, things are relatively calm, and you're still able to get the things you need. New York and California, these places, if you're not vaccinated, you're probably going to run into problems. But, in most other states, things are still relatively calm. And right now, as an American looking at what's going on in Australia, Switzerland, and Great Britain, you gotta think that's coming to us next. There's no other way to look at it. Um, but the thing about America is what really terrifies me truly deep down inside is who are they going to get to send after us, to send after the American people, to enforce the rules the way they're doing in Great Britain. They're purging the military now of people who are against the vaccine. So I don't know how combat ready our American military is going to be to combat the American people, to do the same thing that they're doing in Australia right now. I don't know how exactly it looks to plan out. I feel like America is probably going to be destabilized more before you can do that to us. We're really going to have to, because America, you're able to be more self-sufficient than you are in these other countries. People have more access to land. People aren't crammed into these cities. People have natural, look around me, I got trees. People out here in America can survive for longer, so you'd really have to destabilize the forest where you could get us to under heal, as I say, as they are so able to easily do in these other so-called countries, these so-called democracies around the world. Yeah, more than that, I just want to speak about these people that are really protesting in these countries, and really just try and send my love out to these people, and really just try and support them through however I can spiritually from all the way over here in the United States. Because if you really think about it, these people are on the front lines of fighting for free humanity and the rights of our children and us to be able to have autonomies with our body. Just asking for the correct information, simply asking for the who's behind, who's all getting paid for these mandatory vaccines. All these questions are taboo now, and you're looked at as crazy if you want to question this at all. And really, I don't know how anyone can look at Australia and say that they're doing that for your health. Canada as well. I forgot to mention Canada. I saw a video of an elderly woman being denied like a McDonald's, being able to go to McDonald's. And, you shouldn't be she shouldn't be eating McDonald's at her age anyway, but nevertheless, it's still sad as fuck to see a grandma be denied services like that. Like, these people, they have these people under a spell, or they're just so afraid. They're clinging on to their way of life so hard that anything that goes against it is gonna cause them to get violent towards you. And you have to hold the light. This world, we can't obviously defend yourself, but we can't just approach them with a place of hatred, because then we're just going to continue the cycle of that's what they want. That's what the elites want. They want us to tear each other apart. But we have to remain strong as a people and find our common ground. We all want to be able to do whatever to be able to pursue a livelihood for our families, pursue to have more than what we had when we not even have more than what we have, just to have enough. We all just want enough and to feel safe. But some of us aren't gonna give up our safety just to we're not going to give up our rights just for safety. There's something greater than just being able to go to the grocery store, just being able to go to the ball game, just being able to do these things that they're sort of dangling over our head at the moment. Don't you want to go back to normal life? Don't you want to do this? It's, of course, yeah, I would love to be able to go to the grocery store. I would love to be able to still go and watch MMA fights, and I would still love to be able to go train. I would still love to go and do jiu-jitsu, but I can't. These places are requiring vaccine mandates, and, they're really taking away something I love, But I'm okay with that, because I'm not willing to give up my bodily autonomy. I'm not willing to give up who I am. I'm not willing to give up the generations of black people who've been duped by this medical system, who've been duped by a government, just for white liberals to sit here and gaslight me and tell me I'm wrong, and to pretty much discredit anything I'm saying because it scares them. You know, it really scares them that their way of life is detrimental to other people and it's detrimental to this world as a whole. And it's also, you know, it's their underlying racism, you know. That's getting a little bit further off topic, but mainly, you know, I just want to just extend my love to the people all around the world who are fighting these lockdown mandates, all around the world who are getting pepper sprayed, getting fucking body slammed on their neck because they don't want to be told what to put in their body. And I salute them. Fucking, I hope they don't fucking get locked up and thrown to COVID quarantine camps and fucking forcibly injected or some crazy shit. That's probably coming next. You know, I think Australia, I think what's coming next is really they're going to have full media blackouts. It's going to be like Bahrain. It's going to be like one of these Middle Eastern dictatorships where we don't even know what's going on in Australia. People are going to be showing up in like Samoa, looking for, you know, on a boat, you know, fucking looking like they just got out of Somalia. You know, I really think that's coming next for Australia because they're under martial law. There's helicopters swirling overhead like it's, you know, it looks like, you know, like scenes from, you know, the Iraq War, you know. There's helicopters swarming overhead. Apparently the Australian equivalent to the FAA, I'm not really sure what it was called whenever the man explained it to it, but basically he said that they're banning all civilian flight so the media can't cover the extent of the protesters. You know, so things right now are just escalating around the world when it comes to free speech, and I think right now is the most important time to exercise our free speech as as humanity. Yeah, that's all I have for right now for this video. Yeah, thanks y'all. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out.